Welcome back to Headlines. It is Wednesday, October 16th. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. Liz Cheney talked to the January 6th committee's star witness behind her lawyer's back, according to recently released text messages. Nothing says we just want the truth like good old-fashioned witness tampering. These back-channel communications were part of a move by Cheney to get the witness to fire her lawyer and hire new lawyers handpicked by Cheney that were more amenable to the January 6th committee's goals. You know, lying. Can you imagine Liz Cheney sliding a list of lawyers across the table? I think you'll like these lawyers. I got them from my dad. And surprise, surprise, after the lawyer switcheroo, suddenly the witness remembers a bunch of stuff about Trump that no one else can corroborate. And in fact, many sources dispute. According to the recently released text messages, Cheney worked behind the scenes with the star witness Cassidy Hutchinson and former Trump communications director Elisa Farah Griffin to influence Hutchinson's testimony and encourage her to switch attorneys. After changing lawyers, Hutchinson made new dramatic unverified claims against Trump, including stories about him lunging for the steering wheel of the Secret Service limousine and riding a velociraptor through the Capitol. And the Emmy goes to Liz Cheney for outstanding writing in a political drama. The FBI quietly released new crime data that shows violent crime increased in 2022 by 4.5%. But the FBI had originally reported a 2.1% decrease in violent crime for 2022. That's an error of 6.6% in violent crime reporting. You know, it's almost like they have a political agenda or something. Can you imagine? As you may recall, the violent crime stats came up in the debate.
Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof, and it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But
excuse me, the FBI they were defrauding statements.
It's a good thing the FBI didn't correct their numbers before the debate, otherwise ABC would have had no basis for their inaccurate fact check. The new FBI data, showing a 4.5 increase in violent crime, included an additional 1,700 murders. They missed 1,700 murders. That's not a rounding error. That's every season of every CSI ever made. Okay, so the FBI can't count murders. But hey, at least they're not in charge of counting votes, right? Former President Trump had a town hall to answer questions from female voters. One of the key issues raised was the participation of men in women's sports.
My question is, how do you plan on addressing the transgender issue in women's sports? And we are very concerned for their safety, not just on the field and the courts, but in their locker rooms as well.
Right. It's such an easy question, and everybody in the room, and you know that answer, we're not going to let it happen. Look at the records that are being broken.
So how do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues? Do you go to the Olympic
Councils? You just ban it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen.
Trump's solution? Ban men from women's sports. Kamala's solution? Teach women how to cope with losing gracefully to a guy named Chad. The UK's highest court has upheld a ruling that calling a man bald can be considered sexual harassment. The court compared commenting on a man's baldness to making remarks about a woman's breasts. To make that comparison, don't you need two bald heads? I guess a guy's receding hairline is the new cleavage. Hey, my eyes are down here. This decision stems from a case where an employee accused his supervisor of harassment for making derogatory comments about his bald head. During a heated exchange at work, the supervisor called the employee a bald C-word. So wait, the offensive part of that was that he called him bald? So this guy calls him a bald C-word, and he's like, wait a minute, did you just call me bald? So the next time you're in the UK, just remember, if you comment on a guy's bald head, it's basically like saying, nice rack. So unless you're planning on meeting his parents, zip it. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.